Who was Seneca the Younger? Seneca the Younger is a figure shrouded in Roman court intrigue, all while producing lasting philosophical Stoic treatises, plays, and political change in the young Roman Empire. He was the leading intellectual in mid-1st century CE, and his influence extended past the Roman Empire, influencing later Christian doctrines through his contributions to Stoicism. And yet, despite his massive contributions to Roman thought and politics, his death is as memorable as his life for its tragic nature. Seneca the Younger was born in 4 BC in Corduba to a wealthy family. As a young boy, he traveled to Rome and studied philosophy and oration in a blend of Stoic and ascetic Neo-Pythagorean thought. Yet soon after, his health suffered, a story that continued for a great portion of his life. After moving to Egypt for a period, Seneca returned to Rome in 31 CE to begin his career in law and politics. According to Cassius Dio, Emperor Caligula was so afraid of Seneca's oratory powers that he ordered him executed, only to have a female associate convince him that he would soon die without the execution, due to sick health. In 41 CE, Seneca was exiled by Emperor Claudius under the charge of sleeping with Princess Julia Livilla. He used his exile to study sciences and philosophy, writing 3 new treatises, returning to Rome in 49 CE after Julia Agrippina, wife of Claudius, lobbied for his return. By 50 CE, he was a praetor and had assumed possibly his most important position for his future, tutor to the future Emperor Nero. When Emperor Claudius was murdered, most likely by his wife Agrippina, Nero ascended, and Seneca was suddenly one of the most powerful men in Rome, alongside Sextus Afrianus Burrus. Seneca helped to establish important judicial and fiscal reforms and advocated for more humane treatment of slaves. Tacitus and Dio both remarked that Seneca was tasked with controlling a young Nero and staving off an influential and aggressive Agrippina, and largely succeeded while his advisor. He also legitimized and more explicitly advocated for the monarchical nature of being emperor, frequently saying that Nero was the soul of the state. In 59 CE, Agrippina died, the signs pointing to Nero poisoning her. Seneca had to condone this, or even could have been involved in the plot. In 62 CE, Burrus died, and Seneca's influence was significantly lessened. He withdrew from public life, instead writing more works. In 65 CE, Seneca was accused of partaking in and helping to orchestrate the plot to murder Nero. Sources differ on the truth of the accusation, but regardless, Nero ordered his execution. Most accounts state Seneca faced his death without despair. According to Tacitus, his death was slow and painful due to the fact that his age resulted in slower blood loss, and he climbed into a warm bath to speed up the loss of blood. Beyond Seneca's political life, many of his lasting remarks were in the field of virtue ethics with his Stoic philosophy. Stoicism is a philosophical framework founded by Zeno of Citium that deals with multiple fields of philosophy, such as metaphysics, logic, and ethics. The Roman Stoics were preoccupied with the ethical side of Stoicism. Unlike Epicureans that see good as things that bring pleasure, Stoicism believes good to be derived from human virtues, such as justice and courage, which in their minds was living in accordance with one's nature. This was devoid of material concerns, such as wealth, and said that happiness comes from the exercise of virtue alone. This focus on virtue as the source of happiness leads Stoics like Seneca to look down on emotional responses to misfortunes or great fortunes, as they are indifferent to the virtues one lives by. In this way, the name Stoic is representative of the kinds of expectations within the philosophy. In Seneca's measured response to his execution, his Stoic philosophy shines through. Seneca's approach turned Stoicism and philosophy into a practical matter, making it a powerful ideology for common and noble citizens alike. Seneca's primary interests were in ethics, while also shifting the focus of Stoicism from the Greek emphasis on sages and wise people into those who were seeking to better their lives and approach an ideal, democratizing the philosophy. His insistence on the fusion of virtue, philosophy, and politics left lasting impressions on Roman ideals. Yet despite his Stoic preachings, Seneca's enemies often criticized him for hypocrisy due to his massive accumulation of wealth. which seemed at odds with fundamental Stoic tenets about virtue being the source of happiness. Yet despite these seeming hypocrisies, Seneca the Younger has been treated kindly in history, moving forward ethics and Roman society with his political life. His story and teachings continued for centuries after the fall of the Roman Empire during the Renaissance and modern society, inspiring art and philosophy for both his life and his death.